Part two.
Part 2.
This is how we're introducing it.
You finished it.
I did finish it.
Finished it.
So,
hit me with it. Hit me with your thoughts, and then we'll jump into some stuff.
Direct message I sent you was, "What in the Game of Thrones is this bullshit?" So yeah, man. So I
see why I couldn't really talk about the ending until you saw it.
That's fair. I completely understand. So what had happened was in season 2, I really liked what they were doing. It was very happy, kind of like, okay, again, I always talk about Expedition 33 being like the top fucking tier shit. Great. They were doing great.
While we're here to keep this semi-relevant, that'll probably come out after everyone's forgotten. Did you pay attention to the Game Awards at all?
No, what happened?
Expedition 33 is the biggest award winner in the show's history.
God,
it won like 9 or 10 awards that night.
That makes me.
They also dropped a bunch of cool game trailers that you should get hyped about. New Knights of the Old Republic, new Control game.
I love both of those things.
I would say watch it. It was one of the better ones because they did Expedition 33 music throughout the night. They had like live performances and stuff. It's a pretty good show. It's pretty fun to watch if you have time. It's on YouTube, I think.
Nice.
Where I watched it.
I'll have to. I thought they didn't do the Game Awards. I thought last year was the last one.
They do it every year. It gets bigger. It's honestly, the last couple have been pretty fun. They've managed to hit this like fun line between blatant advertisement and fun award show. That is, it's worth watching, I think.
Huh. Okay. I don't know why I thought last year was the last one. Was it the last?
There's Muppets in it every year. Go check out the Muppets at the very least.
What?
Miss Piggy was in this one.
I am so far out of the loop. Well, that makes me happy because I love Expedition 33. And the thing I really liked,
get hyped. It was so cool. Sorry.
You're fine. Yes, I will check it out. Everyone, check it out. Go check that out. See, we said the thing. Like there are parts of Expedition 33 where it's just like, oh yeah, we're doing the thing. That just gets tragic. And that's what had happened. And I'm not used to that for animes because it's usually just like, what's going to happen. Like, Goku is going to do the thing. He's going to train. He's going to whoop some ass, and they're going to become best friends at the end and join the crew. Right? That's Dragon Ball Z in a nutshell, right there. And that didn't happen. Also, spoilers if you haven't seen this 10 years ago.
I would say if you like tragedy in your stuff, anime is actually a great place to go, especially like modern anime. It's a lot of like, I don't know. What they consider like for young kids and what we consider for young kids are different in a lot of ways, but like some of the most popular anime series right now, like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, like depression is the foundation of those freaking shows, and they're fun. They get silly, but like they're bleak.
Yeah. So who died first? It was Waiken. I'm so bad with his names. He's in charge of all the ladies.
Naze,
yes. As soon as Naze died, that's when I'm like, wait, what? No plot armor.
The first time you watch it, you're like, wow, that was kind of a bold decision to take him out. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh, I see what's happening.
Yeah. So
and it just kind of keeps happening.
You remember like last episode where we're like, you know what? They're just kind of lucking into some stuff and it happened. Yeah,
the first season, I'm cutting B-roll for the part 1 right now, and I'm going through the first season again, just like in little images. Man, it's a different vibe. It's the reverse of what happens, right?
Oh, it's the complete reverse.
Growing and growing. One of the things I actually want to call out about the whole show, but part 1 especially, is the actual like sense of progression you see from Tekkadan, and then at the end you see the inverse as it's like removed in the order that it was received. But like Tekkadan goes from they had one Gundam in a basement, and then they beat a guy, and then they have his Gundam, right? Or his mobile suit. And that kind of continues. Everything that they have throughout the show is something that they took from an enemy that they defeated. So when you're watching at the end, the finale, when the mobile suits are going down, they get destroyed in the order that they were like received.
God, that's
right?
Good.
Right? It's just little things like that, which aren't, it's not like it's the most clever thing in the world, but the idea to like put it in just feels good. Like it feels very poetic in the way that this show is ending.
That's when you drop in the George Lucas. It's poetry. It rhymes.
This show does a really good job of rhyming its beginning with its ending. Right? And the one thing I want to say is like on a first watch, it feels very bleak. It's a very depressing ending. Right? on a rewatch, it's a pretty positive ending overall. Like it sucks that you lost basically every point of view character that you were following, but it's the opposite of their position at the start of the show, right? It's kind of what they wanted for everybody. They just don't get to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So like it starts with Mars in a bleak position, like them in a bad position, and things start going well for them. But at the end, when things are reversing and things are going bad for them, like Mars is in a great position. They beat, like, according to what they were fighting Galahorn about, they beat Galahorn. They got everybody they wanted to out of there, right? They got away. They did so well that the finale, that little epilogue bit, shows that the second in command of Tekkadan could stand right across from the guy who murdered all of those people, and they don't know. Or if they do know, they can't do anything about it. Like,
right.
Like Tekkadan won. They did it at the very end. They got their shit together and they pulled out another victory. We just happened to lose our protagonists this time.
Yeah, it was rough. And it, even like at the end, I'm like the weird love triangle that was going on. I'm like, this is really weird. But it set up for a really nice ending with like with the kid and then Cordelia kind of being like the godmother and like, okay, I'm like, this is a great ending. I like this and I can deal with the weird thing.
Yeah, and one of the things that we didn't talk about in the first season, even though she's super important, she's not really like plot relevant, is Atra just as a character.
Yes.
Like crazy important to the show. A ton of intercharacter relationship and development comes from her and her actions and things. But she also, like, nothing she does drives the plot at any point in the show. The closest we get is at one point she pretends to be Kudelia and gets like beat up by Galahorn just so that Kudelia doesn't get found right away.
Okay, so
but
how
even
old
that
is
didn't
she?
have to happen. She's Mikazuki and Orga's age.
So I mean, she took some torture, like straight up.
Well, I mean, she's just another version of Mikazuki and Orga, right? She meets Mikazuki when they're about the age that, you know, about the same age as when you see Mikazuki murder somebody for Orga. And Mikazuki like basically saves her from starvation by begging this lady to give her some food.
Yeah.
And the lady ends up giving her a job. But like her relationship to the team is really important because she is the version of them that didn't have to fight, right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
And so she's still, and it's why she doesn't have a problem like signing up with Tekkadan and like going with them and potentially dying because she's in the same boat. She just didn't have to fight. She got lucky and got a job at a bakery, right?
Now she feeds everybody and she's just like hanging out, doing her thing, taking care of everybody, which is great. Also, there's a ton of them and she's just cooking for everybody. Like she's just cooking all day.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, that's sort of what like she is hired on by Tekkadan, right? She's a part of the team and her job is to cook.
She's a good cook. She's feeding me that. Also, Mikazuki just eats like a speedster. That's all he does.
I think the implication is that piloting a Gundam is just like exhausting.
Yeah, that's fair,
right? Because all of the dudes who go out to fight come back and just like chow down any chance they get.
Yeah, they really do. Like I guess they do the whole Goku thing. We're just eating, like just going crazy. The other thing I really liked was the progression of Mikazuki, because even looking back at it and then also knowing like all the Gundam are like demons, like he's kind of like making deals with Barbatos. It was like, all right, dude.
That's
like,
a great way to describe that. I love that characterization. He's absolutely he's bargaining with Barbatos to get things done, right?
Straight up. And then he just loses a piece of himself every time. Like he just loses his arm, loses his eye, loses his leg, and every time he needs to like power up, he's like, all right, Barbatos, take another piece of me. Let's get this done, until the very end where he's, you know, he loses his life.
Literally kills himself. Nobody can touch him. Now that we've kind of covered these things, let's jump into season 2. So we start up results of season 1. They've gotten Arbrow its independence. They've gotten Makanai reelected. They have been hired on as the security force for this country, and they're like training up the forces there. So they've got an Earth branch now. They've expanded like massively. They've got 2 locations.
Yeah.
Starts off and they've made a deal with McGillis. McGillis is like, my plans in season 1 went super well. I'm now going to like jockey for control of Galahorn, and I want you to do it because you got a bunch of Gundams, and Gundams win wars, man.
Oh, McGillis.
And that is the Tekkadan's deal with the Dell, right? That right there is the biggest mistake in the show is jumping into bed with this guy. He is not good.
He's not. He's smart. I'll give him that for getting a bunch of kids to do what he wants for promising Mars. Which, you know, if I was a teenager and was like, "You can be in charge of Mars," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, let's go."
It's also worth noting he is not much older than them. He is the same kid as they are, right? Just one of the things that like almost all of our point of view characters start from the same position, which is they are not like in a privileged position on Earth. They are born at the bottom, and they've all found various ways to work themselves into this position. And his is really dark.
Yeah. Now, here's something that I do really like about the show as well is like they don't explicitly say shit. Like you actually have to like, because a lot of times I'll like listen to shows, but like I made sure like I watched like his backstory and like the parts in there where like they show him like, oh shit, dude, I'm sorry. Yeah.
And this is why it was hard to talk about him in the first season, because until you understand that he is basically like in Arrested Development as like a sexually abused 12-year-old, like that's who he is as an adult. Like his stuff doesn't make sense. Yeah. But once you see that and you realize like his whole plan is based on a fairy tale, you're like, this is just a smart, desperate kid eager to grab as much power as possible so nobody can ever hurt him again. That's his whole bit. And he puts all his hopes on this like Gundam, which is he's built up in his head as this like mythical piece of equipment that will bring everybody to heal. Right? And
again, you go along with it too. You're like, in this whole season, you're like, this is cool. Yeah, all right, I understand what you're doing. And then you're like, Tekkadan, King of Mars, and then you're like, yeah, and then the bottom falls out.
Yeah, it's really well done, because in the first season he seems so competent, so well put together. He seems like he's got plans on plans, and you're like, okay, he's building to something. But then you find out what he's building to, you're like, oh no, that was it? That's what you were betting on, man? And I don't know, his story is so good. He as a character is crazy, but like, but his story is so good because it is just like, it's the most desperate individual trying to grab as much power for himself just to protect himself from the world that has like burned him his whole life.
Yeah. And yes, he wants to make it better.
Anything to get that done.
Yeah. His friends, like he straight up just like told his buddies, like, yeah, I couldn't do it because I had to. I have to do this. Sorry.
Yeah, he was like, if I allowed myself to really become friends with you like I wanted, I couldn't have pulled this off. Yep. And he still didn't. But
he got close. Ish.
He didn't.
I mean,
I think one of the good. I mean, he got the Gundam.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I say. He did the thing. It just he got the
Gundam, but he was going to use that to finish it, and it didn't do that at all.
But hey, you know what? He was still.
It brings us to the antagonist of this season, who is also a great character, which is Rustal Ilion, the commander of the big Galahorn fleet. Who
also the shit, by the way.
He's a fucking monster. He's a terrible, terrible person, but he's damn effective. And he's not like he is cruel, but he's not needlessly cruel. Yeah. Right? He's like, I'm going to do these horrible things to put me in a position where I can make some sort of change or prevent a change, right?
Yep.
And so what's nice is we go from the first season where Tekkadan is kind of clowning on people and nobody is really prepared for them and they kind of smash through, to this guy who is like the king of prepared, the epitome of like, I understood you from beginning to end, and at no point were you ever going to threaten me. With one beautiful but sad exception. He's never concerned, he's never afraid, he is in control from beginning to end, right? And I think that's so good from everybody we watched in the first season, that turnaround. Gosh, there's so much. The show is so good.
It really.
Who else do we need to talk about? Julieta in season 2 is our new Ein, because Ein got so murdered so many times in the first seasons. But Julieta is kind of our new Ein, same kind of thing. Grew up in a place where she was kind of abandoned, ignored, until some random important person took an interest in her and brought her up. And I think the idea is she's the best pilot in Galahorn.
Which I would assume that's right, but I'm like, I feel like she was the weakest character for me.
her character is a lot better on a rewatch, but I agree that she definitely doesn't have as much time. You've got to sort of, to make her character fully work, you've got to sort of take the lessons from Ein and apply them to her, even though they didn't happen to her.
That's fair.
Right? She's the continuation of that not character arc, but that sort of like story arc.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because she's in there, like she's keeping up, but like she kind of lucks out just not getting murked like a few times.
Her big thing is that she's a very good pilot. She puts a lot of normal people to shame, but she definitely is outclassed. You see Mika bat her around several times. She's more of an annoyance to him than anything. You see her lose to Amida, Naze's partner. Just straight up loses. It even admits it. It like wrecks her confidence. You know what I mean? But her big thing is like the story bit and the sort of lesson takeaway I think that you should take from her is that you alone don't have to be enough, right? You have to do the best you can do, and you have to trust in the people around you to pick up the slack, right? Because she loses a lot, but she's always got Rustle at her back. She's always got other people around who are fighting, right? So she's sort of like she's the inverse of a few people, but she's sort of like McGillis meets Tekkadan, right? What if McGillis could trust people and had like strong support at her back, right?
That's fair. Yeah, she makes it through. And then that reminded me of Laughter. Yeah, that was
oof.
Yeah,
that's one of the rougher ones. That's bad.
That was real bad.
That scene is pretty iconic in the anime community out of context. A lot of people don't know it's from Iron-Blooded Orphans, but a lot of people know the scene of her getting shot down, getting gunned down while she's holding a teddy bear. I mean,
she was so happy.
It's rough
for a moment in time. She should have just stayed with Tekkadan. I mean, she would have died anyway, but still.
Yeah, I mean, her part of the tragedy there is like, she didn't have a good option. You know that by the end of it. And it's another thing of bad luck. She got left alone for like half a second. They thought they were done, and basically like this is just mob infighting, right? Gets her killed. Is the guy in Tewaz who basically gets Naze killed also follows up and kills her to sort of provoke Tekkadan into attacking him so he can like wipe them out, which works in that it does provoke them to attack him, but he definitely doesn't win.
No, he does not. He poked the wrong bear.
Yeah, I would say it's Tekkadan's last big win is that they ruin this guy and they get revenge for Naze and Laughter, and like it's their big last act. They burn basically all their bridges except with McGillis to get it done.
And that's the scene
where sets them on that.
Like fucking Mika just takes Barbatos and just wrecks the bridge, right? Which is one of the coolest ways to just take out a capital ship, by the way.
Yeah, the Barbatos at the end destroying ships is very, very cool because you very rarely get to see that from a melee Gundam. Like sometimes you'll get a Gundam who's got like a big ass gun that can do it, but it's very rare that you're like, nah, this guy just hit you so hard your ship died.
Let's take out the bridge and then we're done. Like that is one of the coolest ways to just like take someone out, which I don't know why they didn't do more. Like clearly he's good at it. Just go do that some more.
He does have to get to the ship, which is sometimes hard if there's a lot of mobile suits, right?
Especially with the illegal weapons that Rustle Ellis starts using.
Yes. Okay. This is what I mean when I say that like Rustle is smart, but he's a monster. This is their sort of in-universe equivalent of like a nuclear bomb, right? Because
I feel like it's Death Star level, honestly. Like it's not blowing up planets, but like it's
like
rough.
a single one is not the worst thing in the world. Like you'll most likely kill something, but it's not going to like. But the idea is that you can have a bunch of them and you just fire them, in a barrage, and everything gets wiped out. They're basically like big giant nails that they just shoot, that are shot with such force that they penetrate everything. Right?
Yeah, it's just huge force. Yeah.
Yeah, and they literally are like an illegal weapon, and I won't say the only reason, but a big reason that the Rustle does so well is that he just uses illegal weapons.
Yeah,
he murders so many people,
just taking places out. Like, damn, we completely skipped the mobile armor. We'll come back to that, but Fuck
Yeah,
it.
we will come. We're kind of on characters at the moment,
Yeah.
and then we'll kind of jump into the direct plot.
So
But yeah, I mean,
and I like what they did there. Like that was cool because it was just like
also,
yeah.
I would say while we're talking about the Dane's Leaf, as I think they were.
The Dane's Leaf, yeah. Dane's Leaf unit, attack!
Those only get used because of resident asshole Eok Kujan, who puts them, who sneaks them, who doesn't even, I don't think he actually puts them on. He just says that Naze has them when they attack, right? Or maybe he does sneak them on.
I think he put one on there just to like he planted evidence.
Right. Yeah, he planted evidence to be able to murder the turbines because he was working with the other guy, the guy who wanted Naze gone in Tewaz. But like the only reason they're on the table is because that asshole put them on the table. Like if they hadn't been brought into the thing, I don't think Rustle would have pulled them out.
Oh no.
But because they'd already been brought out and there was a mobile armor, he was like, I'm justified in using these. This is an appropriate response, right?
Yeah. We're trying to finish this quickly, and these weapons are already used, and we're just going to do what the enemy did first.
War essentially, crimes. Right? He, like the whole bit about him is that he will justify reasons to do the things he wants to do. He's also behind the civil war on Earth that Tekkadan gets brought into and like put through the ringer on. The guy who orchestrates that was one of Rustle's guys, right? Like he did that to mess with McGillis. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which that was a cool little arc. I like, and we never even, which is cool. Like we never really learned that much about him, other than like he just destroyed his identity, and then this is just what he does now. He's a scalpel. That's his job.
That was exactly the point. Is like there's nothing to find out. Everything was removed. His whole thing is to do this, and he finally got. But like you can't get anything out of him. There's nothing to get.
Yeah, he that was cool, and we'll kind of go. Yeah. We'll keep going, but yes, that was the bearded man, as Julieta called him.
We'll probably still jump around, but let's start at the beginning. We talked about setting up the Earth and getting trained. Basically, McGillis kind of starts a pissing contest with Rustle, which is really what sets off season 2. He's earned his position in the top ranks of Galahorn, the 7 stars.
7 stars, yeah.
But it's a pretty small role. But he decides he's still trying to gain power. He wants to control Galahorn. So he starts poking all these little things, and he pokes Rustle and gets him going. And that sort of starts their back and forth, which is what, because Tekkadan has decided to work with McGillis, gets them drawn into it, right? That's where all of this starts. And so the initial skirmish is they're hunting down this pirate. And I'm blanking on the reason why, but essentially they're hunting down this pirate and they're competing with Rustle's.
The pirates got hired by Cordelia's adversary because she said, nah, I don't want your money. I don't want you to back. I'm not going to back you.
That's right.
And then he hires the pirates, and then Tekkadan's like, time to pay, buddy.
Yep.
Because then Galahorn and McGillis was like, you know what, go get rid of them for us because they're a pain in our galactic side.
I remember that now. Okay. Yeah, so they go in to fight these pirates and take them out, and then Rustle's forces also show up, and it sort of becomes a competition of like who can capture this guy, who gets the glory for this capture. And Tekkadan does it partly because Eok Kujan messes up his own side so badly. He starts that's the part where you were talking about last episode where Mika was like, this guy's shooting is so bad that if I dodge, I'll get hit, so I'll just stay still.
Just stay still, right? Just do my thing.
Like this is the first time we see him do anything, and he immediately fucks up the situation. And that is every time he shows up, he basically just ruins the situation.
Real bad later.
He's the worst, and he gets what's coming to him. But yeah, but Tekkadan pulls out a win. They capture the guy. It's all good. That sort of cements their reputation. And then while they're in space with their Gundams doing that, that's when the Earth combat stuff begins, and that is set up by one of the newer workers from Tekkadan, who's like an adult who they got for like paperwork stuff.
Yes,
betrays them to the bearded guy, Galen Massa, I think is his name.
His name. Yeah,
and basically this guy conducts this big long fake war, playing both sides. Draws it out as long as possible, like drains Tekkadan's resources, and gets a bunch of people killed before eventually main Tekkadan forces figure out what's happening and come in and stop the situation pretty quick. But yeah,
that was
there's also an assassin.
yeah.
Sorry,
I was just saying, yeah, I like that little mini story about how like it kind of illustrates the vastness of like the setting. Like you got Tekkadan on Mars, you got the Earth, and then like it's hard to keep communication between those two because it all like funnels into one dude, and that one dude like just wrecks everything as a mole, and then like basically tells all these kids like, yeah, these orders came from above, and this is what we got to do now. And then the whole Tekkadan thing is like, well, boss said it, let's go. That's just what we got to do. And basically, like the adults kind of figure out is like, yeah, as long as you just say fucking boss said it, it comes from you. Let's go, Tekkadan for Tekkadan. Let's go. And they kind of also illustrated like, hey, these are children. Like they are children, and
yeah.
If you treat them like children, they're going to do what you want. And that, yeah, so that's kind of the back of everything, kind of illustrating like, yeah, they're still children.
Yeah, this arc is really, really good at differentiating the Tekkadan you saw in season 1 from the Tekkadan you're going to see in season 2, right? They've gotten too big, they're too separate, and a lot of their strengths in season 1, right? Their closeness, their trust in each other is immediately turned against them. It helps illustrate how good Rustle is as a villain at understanding them. It shows the position that they're going to be in throughout the rest of the season, and it shows that they're not like they've kind of lost their way, right?
Yep.
And
Which
I think it does that.
I think McGillis says that. No, it was, I can never remember his name.
Naze.
Yes, Naze says that. Yeah.
Naze calls him out a few times. Shout out to Naze. Naze is like every character, every kind of like main character we follow has somebody who took them under their wing to show them their version of the ropes. Naze is the best at that.
Oh yeah.
It sucks that the people he supported ended up on the wrong side of a war, but like the best.
Oh,
like McGillis had to do it solo. He couldn't figure it out. Julieta and has Rustle and Gallon, and they're both evil people. We had Kudelia, who has Makanai and McMurdo Barristan, which is interesting because those are like two very different people that she's got over her. Makanai, who's like a shrewd political guy, but everything we see says he's just a pretty all right dude. And McMurdo, who is like hardcore corporatist, will cut a deal for whoever can offer him the most money, which is why he ends up getting shot on a toilet.
Suck, bro.
Yeah,
Deserved.
Don't be a billionaire. Right, so all of the characters we have these sort of like influences that are teaching them how to exist in this world. And Naze is the most caring. Like part of the reason I think he takes Tekkadan under his wing is that they are kids. Like he sees that they are kids who need some direction in this world.
Sure, yeah.
He takes on them. He gets them other strong connections with people who feel similarly. So he gets hooked up into Tewaz, which even though it goes bad for them at the end, is like a solid move, right? It's not their fault it goes bad. It's greed, right? It's another dude getting greedy.
Even the old man at Tewaz, like, yeah, he's a gangster, but you know, he's very honorable. Like he's about it. Like he's not cruel. He's got a business to run. It happens to be an underground empire, but like he's not an asshole.
He's like the perfect mafia boss, right? He's like perfectly lazy in that he doesn't want to deal with it, but he's smart enough to know what's worth dealing with, right? So he'll cut strings as soon as it's gotten too much, but he will take care of the people who he can because they're still worthwhile investments and things like that, right? Like when Naze dies, he takes in all of the remaining turbines, right? He just finds them new jobs. He's like, of course, Naze was like a good partner. I had to cut ties with him because he got caught in some stuff that you shouldn't get caught in, but whether it's real or not, we just can't associate with that. Right. But like all his workers are still good workers. Like they didn't do anything actually wrong. So just send them my way. Right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. He's very honorable, did the shit and understands power, honestly, like straight up.
So at the end of that sort of Earth arc, I think is the best thing to call it.
Yeah.
We lose some people, some point of view characters that we had in season 2. We lose one of the former human debris that they picked up when they got the Gundam Gujin.
Yeah, that was
Aston.
Yeah, it was Aston, and that was heartbreaking. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Was that Hush? No, that's not Hush. It's
No, that was him and Takaki.
yeah, Takaki. Yeah, poor Takaki.
Yeah.
Just losing all his besties.
Takaki, yeah, lost a lot of people, but he made it out, man.
He did.
He took the biscuit route. It's a solid move.
Yeah, and he ends up all right at the end. He becomes like what, a secretary for not Cordelia.
He's the personal secretary to the guy who replaced Makanai.
Yes.
And that guy's like, this kid could be in parliament, right? So he's going places. He's in a position to make changes. He seems like he's a smart kid who can do that. Like, that's a pretty positive end story for a member of Tekkadan, which a lot of them get pretty positive endings,
Uh-huh.
Like, that's one of the reasons why upon a rewatch, the ending is a lot less depressing. It just feels particularly hard because you lose your protagonists.
Yeah.
But Tekkadan didn't lose. Tekkadan is still there.
Yeah,
right.
Tekkadan,
and that's sort of the point of the show, is that it's always about Tekkadan. We were just following who was leading Tekkadan for this story.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Very good. Very good. All right, so Earth arc into, I feel like this is when McGillis. No, this is when we find the armor, the mobile armor, yeah?
Yeah, we find the mobile armor on Mars. Because they were doing so well, Tekkadan got granted the rights to this mine, and they were clearing it out, and they found a Gundam. So it's Gundam number 3 for them.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath the Gundam, they also found what they later find out is a mobile armor. They don't know that at the time.
Yes, and this is, we were talking about the mobile armor. I thought that I did not see that last time. That's wild. Mobile armor, wild.
Mm-hmm.
They did a really good job of, okay, also just generally in the show, the cinematography and art in the show is spot on. Killed it.
Yeah.
Sound great, visuals great.
The sound in particular is a point of consensus. Most people agree that the sound in Iron-Blooded Orphans is insanely good. They really nailed it.
Like I started with these headphones. I was watching it with these headphones because I was painting my other one, just kind of going back and forth. And oh my god, that show sounds good.
Yeah.
Mobile armor.
Yeah, the mobile armor. I think it's the Hashirabi is what the name of it. I could be wrong.
Remember.
But yeah, this is like an ancient weapon of war that the Gundams were created to destroy. We don't get a lot of information about mobile armors anywhere in the show or from like external documents. My best guess is that they sort of operate like the machines in Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's fair. And I also, like, in my head, trying to put shit together, I feel like, again, this is kind of my own, like, headcanons. Like, they started off as Sentinels, kind of, like in Marvel. And then they, like, the AI just took over, was like, you know what? Let's just destroy humanity.
Yeah, have you played Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so the bad robots in that, right, were created as just like weapons of war that could be controlled, and the AI just evolved to ignore being told what to do, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the story of these, right? Because they're self-replicating and self-repairing, so it has all those little drones that can just like keep it going indefinitely. So I think the idea was like they were supposed to be an efficient weapon of war, and they got out of control, and so we built an even crazier weapon of war to fight them, and that was basically hooking humans into machines and then making them pilot Gundams.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yes, but it worked. I mean, you see Mikazuki demonstrate why it was effective.
Yep, and it just cost him a piece of his soul/body. That's all. No big deal. Just turn it on and go.
The first time he turned it on, he lost control of his arm and leg.
Yep.
This time when he turns it on, he basically can't move anything but one arm when he's not hooked into the Barbatos. Like he gets, from this point on, he gets like carried around by other characters. He can no longer walk. He's like, but once he's hooked into the Barbatos, he has full functionality.
Which I don't understand how that works, other than like the Barbatos engine just powering his nervous system.
Yeah, I think the best answer is nanomachines, son. But like I think the idea is he gives over like part of his control to the Barbatos to like better control it, right? He gives over his brain's ability to control his own body, but once he's hooked back in, he gets access to those pieces back. Would be my guess.
So he's like he's empowering the AI inside. I don't know. It's cool. What space magic?
or it's more like he probably receives like some sort of damage to his body when he does it.
Yeah.
But the Barbatos, once it's hooked in, compensates for that, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they need the pilot to pilot as long as possible, so they don't want you to be useless. As long as you're useful inside the pilot seat, then you're fine.
Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, that was I feel like this is when we start to see Tekkadan, the cracks in Tekkadan, like with this whole plan to like move it over, like because it's on its war path to go towards the city, and then that plan goes awry, and then Barbatos just because like we see it and like the power of the Gundam is like, oh shit, we got to fight a mobile armor, and then but also shuts down because they need more basically power for them, because I don't think that the God, again, I'm so bad with names. It's he's in is the Ryugo. Ryu and Go, is that what he's in?
Shino, yeah, the Ryusei Go.
Yeah, Ryusei Go.
Whatever he gets, he just names it the next Ryusei Go. Yeah.
Yes. And like the Ryusei Go's like, no, dude, we ain't fighting that. And then Barbatos is like, nah, dude, we ain't fighting that.
You're thinking of Akihiro and...
Yes, okay, yes.
Oh, no, I think Shino at this point has the Floros, right?
Yes, okay.
Which is why he shuts down. He's got the third Gundam repaired, the one that like transforms into a cannon.
Yes, and it does transform into a cannon, which is really cool too, by the way. Another thing,
it's a cool one.
I want to add is like I really like how kind of Dragon Ball Z and this show portray speed, because like in the fights, like it doesn't look like they're going that fast, and then they zoom out and it's just like bah, 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 bah. So you can figure out like how fast they're actually going, because like Juliet a couple times like I can't keep up, like the fuck, and like in the fight scenes like you can't really tell, but then also the fight scene between Mika and the mobile armor, spot on, so good.
So good.
But like that zoom out that they do to like portray like, guys, this is how fast they're actually going, especially in space, because that's rough, because they do a decent
it's a
job.
neat little animation trick that they get to do in space, but it's always so satisfying. So they don't have to animate a whole, when they're going fast, they don't have to animate a whole mobile suit, they have to animate a beam of light.
Yep.
And so they have like two beams of light smash into each other, and it works. It looks so cool every time. It's just some smart editing to save a bunch. It's so good.
Yep. And then
I will say, you said this is where you thought Tekkadan started to show its cracks. I don't think so. I think this shows that Tekkadan, when they're all together and they're listening, they're still incredibly good at what they do. The thing that goes wrong is fucking Eok Kujan twice.
Yeah, forget we didn't even say that he started this whole thing.
Yes, so they go with McGillis to Mars to look at the mobile armor to like figure it out.
Because McGillis knows, he's like, shit, we gotta like, hey, no, leave your mobile armor, leave your suits at home. Not like exactly. McGillis has read his freaking fantasy novel. He's like, you don't turn this on. We should check it out and figure out how we can get rid of this. Right.
But Rustel's fleet gets information from the Tewaz guy who's like telling them what to do, and they're like, hey, they're going to Mars, and Eok is like, oh god, they're going to turn this on and use it as a weapon. So he goes down there in a mobile suit without like consulting anybody. Should also note that they've said a couple times they're not bringing any sort of mobile suits to
check it out at all.
To check it out, because the reactor that powers the mobile suit will activate it. Like it will respond to that and turn on. Yeah. But Eok comes down with like 5 mobile suits and like ignores everything they're saying, gets closer, turns this thing on. I think all of his guys get killed.
Oh yeah, all
because
of them
this. Everybody he drops with.
And then he's all like, "Noble, like I'll see you in heaven, and I'll fight for your honor."
Yeah, but he gets away and he like hides away for a little bit, and Tekkadan scrambles because now this thing's on, and they like get Gundams and they build what seems to be a pretty solid plan to trap and take this thing down with like no problems, right? They get ready, they set up for it. Meanwhile, we don't see him at all, but Eok Kujan is just like hiding in the rocks, and as they set off this plan to defeat the mobile armor, like as it's coming down this main way, he like comes down a side alley, shoots a rocket at it, and he's like, "Ha! I got you! I defended the honor of all my men." And this thing just changes direction and chases after him. He single-handedly ruins their plan.
God, this guy
and that leads to a lot of dead people.
Yeah.
This guy sucks.
We see the beam cannon from the mobile armor go off, which wild, and everyone's like, "The fuck."
You simultaneously see why they don't use it anymore and why everything is equipped with things to deal with it, because it's devastating if you're not prepared, but it's like ignorable if you are.
Yeah.
The problem is the people behind the Gundam were not
not prepared. They did. They all did.
Yeah.
They sorry. That wow. And it just, yeah, that was devastating. And and that's where I said like it may have like started seeing the cracks, because I feel like that kind of broke Orga a little bit. It was like, oh shit, like we weren't good enough.
It's another like thing to add to his pile of things weighing down on him, right?
Yes.
Everything we mentioned at the start about like the crack starting to show, the distance in communication, like he's feeling all of that. Like he feels like he's losing control of Tekkadan, right?
Yes.
He's working with McGillis, who seems to be calling the shots. He's just kind of like he feels aimless and he doesn't know what to do because all these people are still like turning to him for what to do next, because that's what Tekkadan does, but he doesn't know. Like this isn't his plan. He is agreeing with McGillis because he's like, he sort of buys into McGillis's ideas of if you have enough power, people will leave you alone.
Yep.
Right. But as he learned throughout the seasons, like, no, if you have more power, more people are going to come after you because you have more power.
Yep.
Right.
They want it.
Mm-hmm. And so he does figure his shit out near the end. Like he really gets it together. But a lot of this season, I think one of the reasons why this season felt rougher to watch on a first watch, especially week to week, was like Orga's confidence really works for season 1, and his lack of confidence in season 2 sometimes makes the whole group feel aimless because they all follow his lead and he doesn't know where he's going.
Yep.
But they do. I mean, they beat the mobile armor. I don't think they lose anybody in Tekkadan fighting it.
There was, I thought one person died. Oh, no, wait, I'm thinking at the end. Am I thinking of Hush at the end?
Hush dies at the end for sure.
Hush dies. I don't think they lost. No, they didn't lose anybody. They just had to rebuild like all the suits, I think is what happened.
Yeah, they were all pretty wrecked. But that, as I was saying before, Tekkadan's used to that. Every suit they have is one that they wrecked beforehand. Yeah. So
and then we get
that's not really a problem for them other than the timing.
The Barbatos Lupus Rex, which is the shit.
This thing is awesome. When we were talking about demons and stuff, this is a demonic Gundam. It's rules.
Especially the last fight scene where, because it's was it Bearded Wolf King is what that means? And then you like
Great Wolf King or something?
Yeah, because I think Barbatos means like bearded demon or something. And then Lupus Rex is king, and then Lupus is wolf, I think. Mm-hmm. So, at the last fight scene, just the one-armed Barbatos with the tail that he takes from the mobile armor, just wrecking ass.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier when I was saying we don't know what the Gundams looked like originally, but we know that like parts of them seem to be built for them. So like when Mika gets the tail, he's immediately like, I can't believe this never had a tail. It feels so natural that this thing has a tail.
Yeah.
Right. Like
and it looks cool.
So I'm pretty sure that the original Barbatos had at least one, if not multiple of those things flying around and just cutting people apart.
Yeah. Right? Especially if it was from the mobile armor, not like from it, but like around the same period. It was like, yeah, you're going to use that against it because that's just a wild piece of technology, which pretty much, it almost seems like it has its own brain, but like you're hooked up to the Leia Vignana, like you can do whatever you want.
So there's a thing in Gundam called funnels and bits. Okay. And these are a type of weapon that are basically in every show where it's a remote controlled like drone that's either controlled via systems in the Gundam or some new types in the series that have like space magic can control them with their mind. And this is sort of their like grounded version of that, which is why it's on a wire and why it's just a sword, right? They're not most of them in Gundams like run around and shoot laser beams, but that doesn't work here. So this is just a sword that he can throw around with a tail. But that's what it is. It
goes on forever.
Yeah.
I think
it's really long. It's
no range.
Really long.
Just does whatever it wants. Like just go. Like where does it all stay? Yeah. Who knows? Magic.
Sorry, this is sort of out of context. I'm not going to try to move around. One of the things I want to mention about season 1 in particular, because we don't get to see as much of it in season 2, the actual like ship combat in season 1 is so much fun.
Oh yeah.
It's because it's not like fleet combat in season 2 where it's just a bunch of ships like shooting at each other and hoping somebody explodes. It's like one-on-one daring ship combat. They've got cool like massive grappling hooks that they use to like shoot asteroids and like do cool like swing pit maneuvers and stuff. Like most Gundam shows have some cool spaceships and they maybe have a scene or two, but like every ship fight in season 1 is pretty freaking sick. They do a really, really good job. When they board and they do like the little flip maneuver and then they drop everybody in. I was just about to talk about that. I just was cutting that episode before this for some B-roll. God, it's so sick where they like flip around, shoot past them, they do it on the side and like drop. Oh God, it's like
so good.
It really sells the universe where we're not just looking at Gundam solving problems. In season 1, it's like everybody's doing something, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
What's great about that one is that's one of the fights where Tekkadan wins, but like if you look at the state of the Gundams, because it's very early on, the Gundams were going to lose.
Oh, they were for straight up.
Akihiro is just in a graze, and he's captured by Amida and Ozzy. Like they just have him, and then Mika is like neck and neck with Laughter that whole fight, right? Like it's very well done in that like it feels very iffy, and then the shit pulls through, and you're like, hell yeah, Tekkadan.
God, yeah, that was cool. And then they're just like, oh, all right, well let's chit chat. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I like the amount of respect was like, you did that. All right, let's talk. Let's do this. I need to know more about what you're doing.
Yeah. Sorry, that was back in season 1. I just forgot to mention the first episode, and it's so good. It really sells an extra dimension to the combat, which sometimes is like I love watching robots duke it out. I can just do that, but like it is cool when they're part of a larger conflict, right? Like Warhammer is cooler when there are knights on the field, but there's also like an army of Astra Militarum under them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it. That's kind of back to episode 1. Check out these Space Marines. Yes, no, I agree. It's space battles. That's why I like Star Wars space battles. More ships. The Holdo maneuver. I want to see a Holdo maneuver in Gundam. That'd be so cool.
I love the whole. I know the Holdo maneuver gets a lot of shit. I love the Holdo maneuver. I know it's like it has some like lore issues. I could give a shit.
I don't care.
So good.
I saw that shit in IMAX 3D.
Ugh.
Like
people can say what they want about The Last Jedi. That's got some of the best Star Wars moments in Star Wars.
It does.
It's the highs of that movie are so much higher than just about any other movie except maybe Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's got some jank shit. I'm not gonna pretend it's perfect, but the good stuff is good enough that it's my second, maybe third favorite Star Wars movie. It's so good.
Yeah. This is yeah, we'll talk more about Star Wars later because you're going to check some stuff out. I want Darth Vader versus Mikazuki now so bad, but like Darth Vader.
I want to reiterate one more time. Mikazuki is the opposite of an edgelord. As I'm cutting these episodes, man, they do a really good job of like showing that he wants to do more than fight. Like we didn't talk about it at all, but there's this great subplot in the first season where Kudelia teaches like all of Tekkadan how to like read and write.
Yeah.
Like
great.
they all are planning, and especially in season 1, they all are planning for something beyond fighting.
Yes. And
right?
he makes his own garden.
Yeah, his dream. One of the other great things about the end is his dream is to build a farm that can grow more than corn or whatever it is on Mars, right? Yeah. And at the end of it, that's what it is. Like that's where Atra lives on a little farm that he started with Kudelia. Like it's like all of his dreams come true, except that he is not there for them.
Yeah,
like,
poor guy. Hey, but his son is.
Honestly, in Mika's case, I don't even know if he necessarily hates that because he knew he was stuck to the Gundam anyway.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
He died in his Gundam doing Barbatos ass shit, and his kid, he made a kid. Kid lived. Atra lived. Cordelia lived.
Shout out to canonical sex in a Gundam.
Yep, just
straight up.
Again,
it might have happened in another series. One at the time, I can't remember, but like people were like, "Damn." When that happened, people were like Mikazuki straight up had sex in the Gundam.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it was so subtle. It wasn't like they didn't say it. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, Atra, you look different. And then she blushed. And you're like, they smashed. Straight up. So yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Where are we now? We
finishing the mobile armor, we kind of sink into the last arc. So having built the legend of Tekkadan, they defeated a mobile armor. McGillis is like, now is the time to strike. Now is the time to unveil my great plan and take control. And so he like starts. He and Tekkadan go. Tekkadan destroys a bunch of bases, Galhorn bases on Earth to let McGillis go in and steal his dream, his Gundam Bale.
It's cool Gundam. It's real cool.
It's fine. A lot of people really like it. It looks pretty plain to me.
I agree that it's plain.
All the designs,
I think
like all the designs in Iron-Blooded Orphans, it is the most boring.
I agree with that. I like the regalness of it, and I like kind of what it stands for. Like I like the mythicalness of it. I do agree. Like every other Gundam looks way cooler than that one, but like I like the symbolism that they've got going. And like even when he gets it, I'm like, oh, okay, you did the thing. And they're like, yeah, your thing doesn't matter. And
he, I mean, it's a cool Gundam. He gets it. This also reveal two big things happen in this in the episode where he gets it. So first is the masked man who's been in season 2 is finally revealed as Gaelio. He didn't die in season 1, even though it was pretty obvious from the get-go. But like he shows up. He shows up and he tries to stop McGillis from getting in the bail, but then Mikazuki comes down with the Barbatos Lupus Rex and they fight. And then Gaelio drops bombshell number 2, which is he using Ain's broken brain, because for some reason he still wasn't entirely dead after Mikazuki killed him at the finale of season 1.
Mikazuki's really mad at killing people, by the way.
They built an artificial Elia thing. So it's like based on Ain's brain. So Gaelio can use the Elia system without having to have the surgery.
It like plugs into his neck.
It takes over.
Yeah, it takes over. I think it plugs into his neck or something, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
like
not
because
as crazy.
It's using Ain's brain, he doesn't have to take the load or whatever.
Yeah.
So he and Mikazuki fight while McGillis looks at his new Gundam, and Mikazuki's like, this guy's dangerous, but he does drive him away. And then McGillis has the bail, and he declares that he's the ruler of Gallarhorn, and because he has the Gundam, everybody needs to listen to him. And Russell's like, fuck that.
Yeah, dude, what are we talking about? That's not how this works.
And because he's had Gaelio in his back pocket the whole time, as soon as McGillis makes this declaration, Gaelio comes on the feed right after, and he's like, "This dude is a traitor. He tried to kill me. I'm going to stop him. Fuck this guy."
Yeah.
And that leads us to the big finale arc, the big arc.
Yeah, it's intense. I like how it just jumps right into it too. They don't waste any time. It's like, all right, war, like we're doing it.
Yeah, and this is where after a while you start to see, it's not done yet, but you start to see the Tekkadan juice come back, right? They've kind of been on the back foot for a lot, but Orga getting revenge, like they've got a very simple purpose now. We've got one thing left to do, so we're going to do it. And so they do this, and then they go to face Rustel's fleet, and it's Tekkadan with like 2 ships. You've got McGillis with his fleet that he has control over, and then you have this third fleet, which are all these like revolutionary people who are like down with McGillis's cause. They want to reform Gallarhorn. They want to remove who's in power and like start over, right? And they do like the opening engagement. They like start fighting Russell's fleet, and Russell pretty much right away pulls out a bunch of Dansleafs and obliterates the revolutionary fleet in like 2 or 3 waves, just absolutely destroys them. They're like removed in an episode, like half their forces. And then it just continues to go bad from there. They keep getting like Tekkadan and McGillis keep getting pushed back and back and back until they're forced from Earth all the way back to Mars. And by the time they get back to Mars, it is Tekkadan and McGillis.
Yeah,
like that's who's left.
And
the big thing where the big part where Tekkadan almost wins is while the revolutionary fleet is getting obliterated. Tekkadan does their classic, we're going to charge straight at you. We're going to put a bunch of chaff up so you can't see us coming. And their goal is Shino has 1 Dansleaf that his Gundam can shoot. So Shino's going to go out, he's going to take the shot, and he's going to kill Rustel right here and now. And it almost works. It's heartbreaking how close it is.
Stupid Julieta.
It's a ton of factors, right? He's been hurt in the fighting already, so his arm is broken. The arm he needs to shoot, so it's already iffy. They're doing this massive push against not just one ship, but like a fleet of ships. So they're taking like a ton of fire the entire time. And Juliet is out there and throws a shield at him at the last second. And all of this together, he misses by like, I don't know, 20 feet. It clips the very side of the ship. It's so heartbreaking that it misses, because as soon as that happens, you're like, that's game, man.
Yeah, and I think it's the first time you see Tekkadan fail. Like I think it's the first fail.
It's straight up. It's the first time you're like, that was it. That was the move. And now that they don't have that, all you can do is run and and so this breaks most of Tekkadan as they run away. Like Orga is not useful for a while. He once they get back to their base on Mars, he starts like calling people, trying to figure out who can like maybe get them out of the situation. He even manages to get a call to Rustle directly, and he's like, "I will surrender to you personally. You can take my head. Like, just let everybody else go. This was like my deal with McGillis type thing." And Russell's like, "Yeah, man, I wish I could, but here's the thing: is that you guys we said you were all terrorists, so I gotta like." I can't let terrorists go, my man. So sorry. And that's where that ends.
Yeah, done made your bed, buddy.
Yeah, and so everything looks bleak. Everything looks lost for Tekkadan. But at the last second, one of their people who's like been with them from the start, that they kept on from when they took over the the guy who did their books, basically. He's like, I managed to find some money. And Cordelia has a way for you to contact Mackinac on Earth, who might be able to like get you guys new identities, right? Mm-hmm. If you can get away, he can like funnel you through and like save you. And so with that in mind, we see Orga come back for these last two little bits, and he's like, "All right, we've got a plan. I can do this. Let's go do this." Right? And Tekkadan gets together. They start like getting ready to delay, and he rushes out as what is he? Oh, he uses McGillis, basically just running out because he's tired of waiting. Yeah, and they use that to get away. And they get out. And he makes the deal with Mackinac. He's able to do it. And like he's like, great. Now all we have to do is get the people out of our base, and we win, right? And then he gets out. He goes back to the car to like head back to like to share the news. Gunned down in the street, man.
Yeah, poor guy.
He's walking out of Cordelia's company in season 2 that she has, and these guys come up to shoot him, and he jumps in front of and saves Ride, I think.
It was Ride. Yeah.
Saves. And then he like with like getting shot, like he turns around and like pops a dude in the head. Like, even he's surprised. He's like, holy shit, I'm a good shot, right?
This is Mikazuki's gun. I haven't shot a gun.
Yeah,
ever.
and he has this like really great last moment as he dies. It's really sad, but it's like pretty good.
Yeah,
and
just going out.
It's the Orga they needed right with it's the Orga they needed right when they needed him. They pass that message on to the rest of Tekkadan, and they get sad for a little bit, and then Mika gives a good ass speech.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Orga's last order to all of you was to live. I'm not going to let you disobey that order. So we're gonna do that." And then he and the Mobile Suit team prepare to like distract Gjallarhorn as long as possible to let everybody get out through this tunnel that they found. And that's the big finale. And they fight Gjallarhorn forces for a few hours, I think is what it's implied.
Yeah, for sure.
Before Gjallarhorn... Yeah, but Gjallarhorn decides that they've had enough, and they do yet another Dansleaf launch from space. They fire, I don't know how many, a lot. And they hit both of the Gundams. The Gundams are absolutely wrecked. They've managed to let all the other Mobile Suit pilots get away. So I think it's just Mikazuki and Akihiro who get hit by that. And then Hush died a little bit earlier in the fight.
Yeah, Hush died. He got murked in the chest, and then he was holding his position. Yeah. You know, that's it's like, I'm gonna hold my position, boss. And then Mika's like, you got it.
Yeah. And that's a good character ending for somebody who's like idolized Mikazuki. Is like, that's where being Mikazuki ends for you. That's where being Mikazuki ends for everybody. It's like that's it. But yeah, both of the Gundam get hit. Both of those guys managed to not be dead after that, which is crazy impressive.
Just willpower.
Mika keeps going. I would say he kills like a dozen more people after that, while fighting Julieta. Like, it's truly, if you think about how dead he is, how much he's doing is impressive.
Yeah, like
Akihiro doesn't quite get that, but he does get the crowning glory of Iyakujan comes in to finish him off because he's going to be a hero.
Yeah,
and
he just crushes him.
God. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Jaws of Life's his ass.
The Gujin has this like weird like pliers weapon that he's used like once before, and so as this guy comes down, he's like, "Oh, thank God, miracles really do exist." And he pulls out this freaking set of massive pliers, and he grabs Kujin and just crushes him to death before he dies. It's excellent.
Which is how he wanted to go.
Yeah, he's so happy that that's what he gets to do as he dies. Akihiro wins, man. He gets his remaining adopted brother out. He's like glad that he's safe. He gets to kill the dude who killed everybody else. He goes out like a champ.
Yeah, he's ready to go. And then Mika just goes full fucking Super Saiyan.
I guess while I'm saying that, it's also extra good for him because Io Kujin is also the guy who is working with the Teiwaz trader.
Yep.
So he's the guy who gets Laughter killed. Laughter had a big old crush on Akihiro, and Akihiro sort of found out at the end. So it's like extra, he's so satisfied getting to crush this dude to death.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it's good for him. Good for him. Half a Gundam just crushing a dude to death. He was so happy. Yeah. Get the flashback.
Yeah, and then we hit our epilogue, and our epilogue is where I really think that it's a pretty positive ending overall, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we cut to an unspecified amount of time, but it's definitely some amount of time. Character designs have changed. Everybody looks more mature. Atra has like grown into a full person.
I would say it's at least 5 years. That's
yeah. There's that kid is 5 or 6. I would say.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's 5 or 6, so 6 or 7 years then. If he's 5 or 6, because then you need a year to have the kid and all that. So.
Yeah. The timing on the last few episodes is a little confusing. I'm not sure how long they were at the base versus because they were hiding for a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah it's like 6 to 7 months. I probably for that kid. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
some amount of time in years.
Yeah. But so for our epilogue, we've got a lot of our Tekkadan guys seem to be hired on as personal security for Kudelia, whose company seems to be going well. She's also making deals with Rustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, she represents Mars and Rustle represents Earth, and they like come to some sort of economic agreements. Rustle has reformed the 7 stars to be much more democratic, so that for him, it's so that somebody like McGillis can't come around and like try to threaten his power and stuff again. But it also works out in sort of like what Tekkadan's and Kudelia's goals were, and sort of McGillis, right? McGillis doesn't get what he wants, but a lot of the stuff that he like was incidental to what he wants are also achieved. Sort of like the guy, this is weird, sort of like the guy who assassinated the Japanese prime minister because of some concerns that he had, and like he went to jail, but also they did what he said was a problem. They like fixed what he said was a problem. So like it did not work. Like
It's fair.
Yeah. We check in with Eugene and Chad, who are both with Kudelia. Eugene was the deputy chief of Tekkadan, right? He's like in charge now that Orga's gone, and that's the scene I was talking about where he's standing right across the room from Rustle, and like either Rustle doesn't know who he is or he doesn't care because he can't do anything about it. But like that's as affirming of a Tekkadan victory as I can imagine. It's like we got away so good that we could like hang out,
right? Like you done fucked me up, and I done fucked you up, but we're cool, man.
Yep.
We're cool.
Yeah, we see other ones who are running daycare on Mars because they've managed to outlaw child soldiers and human debris. So that there are a lot more orphans running around now, but they're running an orphanage. Things will be okay. Iron-Blooded Orphans. And then the darker section is there's also a group of Tekkadan who don't let it go.
Yeah.
Ride takes a group of angry former Tekkadan members, and they're sort of a terrorist group. The thing that we see them do is murder McMurdo.
Yeah, that's a hard one to say.
Yeah, Ride catches him on the toilet, shoots him to death. It's
just takes out his entire like security force.
Yeah, very Game of Thrones, very Tywin Lannister. Like,
yep, just wrecks him. Like I don't even think he opens the door first. He just pops him.
Nope, just shoots him through the door. Not even, just he like knocks to make sure it's him, and then he just fires away. And they're moving on. I would bet that they will continue to be a problem. They'll probably try to kill some people in Gallarhorn and get caught. Would be my guess long term what happens to them. But
yeah, probably.
Who knows? They might get somebody. They like Tekkadan moves mountains.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that was wild. That was a great show, and then all nicely wrapped up in a bow. Yeah,
I really like that show. Yeah, like I said, I wanted you to finish it because it does finish things right. Everybody gets their good end. Also, just as a side note, I think Garlio said when he was piloting and he used the Elias system with Ein that there wouldn't be any side effects, but we do see him in a wheelchair at the end.
Yeah,
I wonder if he still got messed up by that, or if he just got generally messed up fighting McGillis.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too. I think he just got messed up fighting McGillis. I think, but also it could have gone either way. Because he opened up to Ein too, just like full power.
Mhm.
So it could have gone either way. And he's all happy at the end, like, oh yay, what up, Julieta?
Yeah, he recovered. He picked the right team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's the Gallarhorn side is one that you could spend a lot of time looking at, right? Somebody could write a whole video essay on each one of those characters.
Oh, for sure.
So much going on in there.
Like the amount of world building that they did in two seasons, and just like, I feel like Gallarhorn, if they would have used, back to Star Wars, that as like the First Order, that would have been like, we would have all liked the First Order a little bit more, like as an organization, because it was it was really cool.
I think the issue is that like the thing that makes Gallarhorn work is that they've been around for a long time. Right?
That's true.
You can't do that with the First Order.
300 years.
If they wanted to do like a High Republic or something further back and have that like be a thing, you definitely could, but it just has to be something that is allowed to be established.
So, sir, I need you to check out the High Republic, Star Wars, Light of the Jedi, the first book, which is
Light of the Jedi.
I just wanted to segue that real quick. Is the first novel in the High Republic series, which sets up the High Republic and all of our characters that you will find out if you've watched The Acolyte. Some of them are in here. But this sets up the High Republic. It is a series of books, and this is the first one, and it's solid. That's what you're going to check out.
Nice. Can do.
One of the few things I have on my bookshelf is the whole High Republic series back here.
I need to finish 2 episodes of the podcast before that, though. So we'll see what happens. I might not start it until I've got at least one of them done.
Yeah, I was going to wait till the end, but it was such a good segue. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Segue. Here we are.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. I'm excited. That's one of them that I've heard about, but I haven't jumped into any of the High Republic stuff yet.
I feel like I just train wrecked everything we were doing.
No, you're good. I pulled it up on the wiki so I don't forget about it. I was just looking at it real quick. Anything else you want to talk about or mention about Iron-Blooded Orphans?
Oh no. Yeah, we set up the whole thing like with the Barbatos, like selling a soul to Barbatos. That was like the big thing I wanted to talk about there in the middle. But no, like I said, it was I give it a 10. You know what? I give it a 10 out of 10. I don't do this often. You know how much I hate things usually. But no, that was a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Again, as someone that has not watched a lot of Gundam at all over the years, except for like Wing, and that was 10, 15, 20 years ago. That great storytelling.
Wing came out in 1995, I think.
Dear God. Okay, so
maybe 94.
Yeah, heard great, and I feel I would say that's a great entry point for people to get into Gundam. Honestly, like you don't
Wing or IBO?
No, Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yes, no, great entry point to get into Gundam. I think because you get a little bit of everything. You get you get a little space politics. You get a little bit of background. It's not. Again, I know it's all in different timelines, but it's like you get a little bit of like, hey, here's what the Gundams are used for. Yeah. Hey, here's a little sprinkle of this. Hey, here's a whole lot of tragedy. It's great storytelling. Fantastic. So yeah. I suggest that everyone check out Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yeah.
Gundam is great. If you like one series, you'll probably like the others. They don't carry much of the same like information over, but they have a lot of the same themes, right? So if you like the themes of Iron-Blooded Orphans, you will probably like the themes of most other Gundam series.
Good. If someone was to want to continue watching Gundam, what should they watch after that? I know we said what the third waltz or something, or am I thinking of that's?
Oh, Endless Waltz is an OVA for Gundam Wing. I would not watch that out of context.
Okay,
I mean, I
guess
you could.
Context.
It's pretty, but I don't think you're gonna know what's happening.
Fair enough.
If you wanted to just start somewhere else, I think the 2 big recommendations from me would be watch the original movies. The Gundam they did shortened version of the series as 3 movies. Watch those, just Mobile Suit Gundam 1, 2, and 3. Or watch the second most recent series, Witch from Mercury. That is
watch that one next.
26 episodes.
Oh shit, that's not bad. And it's something I do like about Gundam is like I want to watch the Iron-Blooded Mercury, Witch from Mercury, because I just saw like I like the model kit for the aerial Gundam, and I think it's cool because like you watch a show and like I watched Iron-Blooded Orphans, I'm like, now I want a Barbatos, and I'm going to paint up a Barbatos, and I'm going to enter it into the Gunpla World Champion because I just feel like it. I don't think I'm going to win, but I want to do that because I want to stretch my painting skills a little bit and do something like a diorama. So like I saw that, I'm like, I want a Barbatos, like straight up. I want the Lupus Rex, I want to paint it. And then like, or you just happen to like come across a random Gundam, like, I want to build that. That just looks cool. And now I'm like, now I want to watch the show. So I think they did a fantastic job of lore and their stuff. Something that Warhammer could do a little bit better, I think.
You perfectly described Bandai's business model with Gundam. We make the Gundams look cool, so if you see it on the shelf, you're interested in the show, and we make the show interesting so that even if you weren't a fan of the model at the start, by the end, you probably still want one.
It's a great business model, honestly.
It really works. It's as you watch a series, you'll be like, "Oh man, that one's awesome. I thought it looked stupid, but it's really cool." Like,
yeah, like I was watching
a little bit of animation really can sell a kit, right?
Yeah,
like something that doesn't look that great as like a still photo. Seeing like 20 seconds of a fight scene, you're like, "Oh man, actually, that is pretty sick."
Yeah, like it took me a second for like Barbatos to like really grow on me, but like once it started, like once Mikazuki started doing his thing, I'm like, I want that. I want that on my shelf.
Yeah. And the Barbatos is a little bit different because it changes so much, because they're always like patching it together and putting more armor on it. It's got like,
I think there's 6 main versions of it, and then
yeah,
like,
there's 6 in the first season and then 2 in the second. So there's 8 versions of it total, which is crazy. I think the next highest one I can think that's like that is like 3.
Jesus.
4. I think 4, because you have the Exia Repair, the 00. No, this one is pretty large. 00 Riser, and Quant. So I guess 5 is the next closest.
Heard. Yeah,
that's from Gundam 00. If you liked Gundam Wing, but you needed the plot to make more sense, watch Gundam 00.
Fair enough. I like the way Wing looks too, because that again, they're
you
like the black spandex, right?
No, that's G Gundam.
G Gundam. Okay, so that's the one that I really like too.
Wing Gundam is Hiro Yui in the green tank top, and then Duo Maxwell with his long ponytail and stuff like that.
Yes. Okay, I remember now. So again, so long, and just happy be getting back into things that are cool.
You personally should probably check out Gundam 00 next. If you like the way that the aerial looks, you'll probably love the Exia. The Exia is one of the thickest Gundam designs in a while. It came out in 2007, I think, so it's a little older, but the animation is still nice. Is
Gundam still going on, right? Like they still have shows coming out? Like what's the cadence? I was actually wondering that.
It's not super consistent. They put them out when they have something to put out, basically.
Oh, okay, well, that's another good business model. Yeah, when it's ready, send it.
The last couple years, they've released a few back-to-back. We had Witch from Mercury in 2023, and then this year we had G-Quux come out.
Yeah, I heard about G-Quux, or like saw it in my mild research for like what's going on.
It's very cool. It's very fun. It's a little short, and you definitely need to watch at least the original Gundam movies, probably Zeta Gundam as well, to get everything out of it. It's one like for the OG fans, right?
Fair. Very good.
But
very good. So people, you all have things to check out and join our book club. Very good. No, that was a good one. I think a two-parter there for us.
Yeah. God, it's crazy. I feel like we talked a lot, and I feel like we still barely
hit
covered
all of it.
Show.
Yeah, no.
We definitely didn't hit all of it. I'm worried that we didn't even hit enough of it. Like
yeah,
there's so much. It's so good, but there's so much.
So much. So I mean, we hit the important parts. Talked about what we liked. Talked about a little bit of the plot, character development, characters. Barbatos, which is funny. Like Barbatos isn't even like that big of what we even talked about, honestly. No,
one of the nice things about Gundam is that the Gundam is almost never the main source of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of it. But it's usually the characters in the situation, and the Gundam is just a tool in that, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a fine sword. Gallahorn is Excalibur, not Gallahorn. Bale is Excalibur. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you see his plan was like, oh, these guys have 3 Excaliburs, and I'm going to get the big Excalibur, and then we'll have 4 Excaliburs, and we're going to save the day, right? That was what his plan boiled down to. Oh,
and I guess if you. Like, his plan doesn't make sense because he knew about the Dan's Leafs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you didn't know about them and you're like, this is the most powerful weapon we've ever created, maybe you'd have an idea. But like the idea of the Dansleeves is like we retired the Gundam because we had these.
Yeah, but also like I feel like he was a little noble. It's like no one's going to use the Dansleeves. I'm going to just do the thing,
No.
and nobility will take hold. And
It
no
definitely
one's
wasn't a nobility play, right? He like McGillis is not a noble guy. We established that in season 1.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like
in it for
he
himself.
thought other people would be noble. Like we're not going to use the outlawed weapon. No one's going to
Yeah,
do that.
he thought that the rules of Gallarhorn were like set in stone and that everybody had to obey them.
Yes.
Right? It's like a very childlike way of thinking. Like, well, it's the law. You can't not do the law, right?
These are our beliefs. This is what we do.
But what he learned is that adults are like, well, I can just change the law if I win.
Yeah,
which is what he was doing, right?
Which is honestly just another the history is written by the victor, straight up.
Yeah, he just got played by a guy who had way more experience, and he got a bunch of people killed because of it.
Yeah, damn.
And changes happened, but I don't know that they wouldn't have happened without him doing what he did. Like, I think they probably would have.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, like we said, everyone got what they wanted in the end, even though they were dead.
Yeah.
And that's Iron-Blooded Orphans. Scene.
That's it, guys.
Scene. That's funny. Oh, shit. That's funny.